How's it going, guys? My name is Fusion, and today I'm going to be showing you how I make my customs. So I have a spare Chase Elliott 2021 Unifirst car. So what you're going to want to do is first, this is the decal that I use. It's called a, well, here's the company right here. It's called Haze Paper. So yeah, it's just like 20 sheets of this, and yeah. So, we have this. We have Mod Podge, that's very important. We have a paintbrush. This is optional. It's Microsol. I've actually never used it. But yeah. This bowl, you'll see why we have it, and then paper plate, or it doesn't have to be paper, but yeah, also a towel over here. So yeah, let's get right in. Alright guys, so now, I know this lighting is horrible, but we have our bowl, and we have the water. I'm going to fill it up. It can be cold or hot, doesn't really matter, but you just want to fill it up. And there you have it. That is important. So here is our template. All we're going to do is we're going to click copy image. And then I'll be back in a second for Google Docs. Okay, so we have the template in here. This was made by Star Clones Productions, I think it was, on Stunod. But yeah, for image options, you want to make it 331 by 328. Fits the car really well. And then remember to put your decal in the printer. So now all you're going to do is press Control P and print it out. By the way, the decal goes in upside down, just if you were wondering. Alright, I'll see you when it's printed. Okay, so this is where our Mod Podge comes into play. What you're going to do is you're going to spray it once, and you're going to set a, you're going to do a 1 minute timer, just on your phone, just 1 minute. That's all you need. You're going to do 1 minute twice, and then the third layer of it, you're just going to let sit until it is fully dry. So I am going to spray it. Well, that's how much we have left on our timer. And template really doesn't look different. It's a little bit shinier. Okay, so the first layer's dry. So it's just normal Mod Podge that you can get at like Hobby Lobby. And what you do is, hold on, I'll zoom out for you guys a little bit. There we go. And what you do is you just do a light coat over the whole template and then start the timer. Perfect. Basement waiting for the template to dry. And this is how you would prep the car. So you want to take a small drill bit. You want to drill out those two pegs until they're fully released and everything will fall out. And what you want to do is, if you can see it, well, basically, the front windshield is connected to this window, and then the back windshield is connected to this window and this window. So you want to take out the windshields and stuff. And then you will have just the body of the car, and the you'd have the body and the chassis. So you want to paint the chassis a solid black, just so that it looks good. And if you want, I don't usually do this. I have twice, and I'm planning on doing it for this one. But I'd actually paint the undercarriage. This is red, and everything, like this stuff is black. Got that from Wrangler. And then on the dashboard, it's obviously black, but then that little thing right there is red. So yeah, that just gives it an extra realistic look. And then, so you want to spray paint it the like primary color of the car. So in this case, it would be black or orange. I think I'm gonna go with black. Because then if I need to, I can just like yeah, I'm just gonna, actually no, I think I'm gonna paint it a solid black. That's just with spray paint. You want to do just a thin coat so that it's not all jumbled up. And then yeah, it looks pretty smooth. And yeah, so while you're waiting for the template to dry, just do whatever you. Warning, 17 minutes of me cutting out decals. If you want to skip this, go to the time on screen. Back to the video. So, we are just going to cut it out. This is very reflective. So what I do first is I just go around where the decals are to start so that I just have a base. So this I can put off to the side for now and then continue cutting. So I have an interesting, to say the least, strategy to get the front decal, this one right here, to bend around the car, because sometimes it doesn't bend very well. So yeah, we are going to start with this. Just try to get as close to the lines as possible. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you want to get it close, like very, very close. Sometimes I accidentally even go over the line, like you see a little bit of orange right there. Gotta be very careful when you get to this area, because then if you go too far, you could accidentally cut into the back. So, as we finish up cutting, just like that, perfect. So now we have this. We're gonna take, well, first off, I'm gonna clean this up, get that extra right there. Alright, so then what you want to do is right around the headlights, you want to cut it so that we have two parts, the headlights and below the headlights. And perfect. So now these will go like this, and this can go like that. Perfect. So once you have your decals, you want to sort them out, and you want to put it on this paper plate. So let's continue cutting. That's the only fancy cuts that we will be doing for now. I do a little bit more once we put it on, but you'll see that when I get to it. Also, these decals do bend very easily, and they also stretch very easily. So how you look at it, that could either be a good thing or a bad thing. Like, it's a good thing if the decal is too small, but like on my Daniel Suarez custom that I was working on, that happened. I think it was the left side decal stretched, and I definitely didn't want it to stretch because it looked fine. Yeah. Also, I'm just using kid scissors. They help me with accuracy. And after every decal I put on, I just make sure it fits. So this is one that we would want to stretch out a little bit. Okay. Now we are going to do the left side decal. Also, I suggest when you're doing bends, don't make it like small like that. You want to do big cuts because that helps, like, as you're cutting you can rotate it. Oh my god. The color just took the, I don't know. But again, for both of the sides, not just this side, we will be doing a little bit more cutting after it is on the car, or after we're about to put it, or before we put it on, like while we're putting it, like right before we're putting it in the, you guys get it. I can't talk right now. Yeah. Alright, so that was not a smooth cut. Dang it. Well, now we do tires. Again, wide scissors. And you can get much more accurate curve cuts. Found that out. So now we want to clean up this part. Again, accuracy is key. And then you'll see what we do for this, but just make sure that it fits well. And we're probably going to have to do a little bit of stretching. I'm actually going to paint the car white. I feel like that's a better base. Okay. Alright, just put it down on the paper. And please do not put it in the water. Keep it out of the water. I made that mistake one time, and as like the first time I used it without looking at the directions on the box, and it didn't go so well. But yeah. Also, I don't know why, but I've made 2 Truex customs this year, and both times the decals have just fit so perfectly. But on like my Chevys, the hood decal is like so small. I don't even know how, but the Toyota's hood decal is always like just better. And it confuses me how they do that. boom. Put that off to the side. And this is when you have to be super precise. Alrighty. Now, clean up that. I debated about making this the neon lights car, but here in a second I will show you my old Lajoie custom, and you'll understand why I'm doing the Lajoie over the neon lights. The neon lights is a better scheme, I will say that, but I needed to make this Lajoie car. If I get another Chevy, then yes, I'll make the neon lights. But if I don't, that's honestly okay, I don't really mind. I'll just wait for it to get produced. Alright, and then that one is gonna fit a little bit better. Hold on. Alright, boom. Now we have our two sides. We have these 4 or 5 decals to go. Alright. So, we're going to start right here on the deck lid. Or not the, the deck lid. I can't talk right now. I just woke up. But, yes, perfect. This is honestly always a little bit too big, so if you cut into it a little bit like I just did, that is so okay. I was trying to say so and super at the same time, so it was like so yeah. Alright, so you always gotta check if it fits, because usually, yep, it'll go up on the windshield. So we gotta cut the back down. And then I want to just get and now that fits perfectly. Alright. So I actually like to just do the banners and the number at once, but then I'll separate them. And just a second after I Alright. Now is when we separate them. Alright, that's one. And this is when your tweezers come in handy, because now the banner is flipped upside down and I can't get it with my fingers. So you want to take it and boom, now you have it. Oh, same thing happened for the headlights and the Chevy bow tie. I'll flip it over later. Doesn't really matter right now. And then, boom. so now the question of the day, does it fit? Wow, that actually is very close. Oh wow, dang. I did not expect it to be that close, but I'm happy with it. Warning, cutting out these decals does make a mess. It makes a very big mess. Like there's paper scraps everywhere. Alright, so last decal. Wait, I forgot to see if the banners fit. It's actually a little bit too big, so I'm going to cut a little bit off of this side. How about now? Maybe a tad bit off of that side. And cut too much. Dang it. Well, that's okay. And front banner. That actually fits perfectly. Alright. So now the hood. This one is annoying, I guess, because you have to get that little thing right there. And then sometimes it does this on this template, it does. There's like a little stitch at the top. So there. Now you just gotta get that. And it is a little bit small. Just a tad bit small. But because of the fact that the car, I'm painting it white, it should be okay. So, now we have our decals right there. Focus. Whatever. There are all our decals. And then we have our car. Yeah, so the next clip will be prepping the car. Alright, so I reprinted them. So I reprinted this, and the deck lid. Because, yeah. And then I was thinking about doing something like that. Like cut it into 2 parts. But I'm not gonna do it. I might in the future. But yeah, I have all of the decals laid out. So now we're gonna prep the car. One of these. Okay, so now we are going to prep the sides. We're gonna start with this one. So all you do is you just take your scissors, hold the decal, and you're gonna very carefully go from the front right on the line. Be careful, and then you're gonna cut it off. So then you're just gonna like leave it like there, just like that, and you'll see why, because right here I'm gonna take that up, and now we're gonna cut around the top. But this does rip very, very easily. So, you've got to be careful with this. And then If you need to, you can pull around. And there we go. So then it should look like that. And then if we grab our car, and then you see now we can put it over like that. And the B-post doesn't really matter. I just throw that decal away. So we're gonna do the same thing for this side right here. Try to go around this little notch here. If you can't, that's okay, but try to. Turn it around. Make sure that it fits good. And perfect. So just put them back on your plate. And there you go. Alright, so now I'm going to teach you how to put the decal on. This is not the decal that I'm going to be using. I have another one. So this is just a spare. I thought, alright, might as well teach you guys how to put the decal on. So you're going to grab, well, first thing you're going to do, you're going to take a small paintbrush, like not too big, just a little one, dip it in the water, not too much water on it. Then you're going to just go little brushes, like not too much water, you're just going to wet it. So it's not too wet. I got a little too much on there. I'm just literally going to take my shirt and wipe some of it off. And a little bit back on. I wiped a little bit too much off. And boom, now you have a very small coat, or thin coat of water. So now you're going to take the decal that you want, slide this forward, and you're going to take 1 minute timer. Boom. 1 minute. So, you're going to place your decal fully submerged in the water and start your timer. So while you're waiting, you're going to get both pointer fingers and both thumbs wet. Just a little bit, not too much. Just continue to make sure that it is fully underwater, and it is. So we will prep the car soon. I just don't have the drill for it right now. I will have the drill for it soon, like I said. So yeah, we have boom, 19, 18, 17. Yeah. So not much longer left. Oh yeah, also for any spare decals that you have for the future, have a scrap bucket. These are from other cars that I've made. 3, 2, 1. So now you're just going to stop the timer, and then you can grab the decal out of the water and push the water bowl back. So we have not removed the film yet, so this will not stick. You want to lay it where you want it to be. That is perfect. And you're not going to press too hard down. You are going to apply pressure. You're going to slowly remove the film below until you have that down. Now you can position it how you want it. Then you're going to take your paintbrush, you're going to dry it off, and you're going to press down to get any bubbles that you have out. So the paintbrush removes bubbles. If you want, to do a little bit of wiping on your shirt. And also, if you get a different brand, when you take the decal off, you might need to put the decal in the water a little bit more. But when you take it off, you can position it with tweezers as well. Now this is very helpful if you're doing window banners and stuff. So yeah, then just position it how you'd like, remove the bubbles, and boom, now you have a decal on the car. So I am currently cutting out another set of decals. I printed this and another set out, so I have 2 extra sets. We have our main set, we have our backup, and then our backup. I finished cutting. This is what the scrap bucket now looks like. There's a lot of stuff in it. And we now have 3, not 4 sets, but 3 sets of decals. So if, like, say I rip like one of the rear deck lids, then I have 2 more. I highly suggest you do this, and I highly suggest that you also print multiple on one paper, because yeah, then you don't have to waste multiple decals, or you don't have to waste multiple decals sheets on one car. Like, I've only used 2 this entire car, and I've printed out like 4 or 5 decals or templates. So yeah, I highly suggest you do multiple. Okay, so we are ready to prep the car finally. So we have our car here. What we're gonna do is, like I said in the past, we're gonna drill out this and this until it's fully through. We're gonna separate the chassis of the car from the body. And before we get started, the drill is just a 16th inch. Sorry that the lighting isn't the best. We're in the garage, but my dad's gonna help me with it. Let's go. So we're gonna start with the back. Make sure to hold the car still. Oh. The bit just went up.
The bit snapped.
The bit snapped, and now it's in the car.
Pause.
Well, okay, so we moved inside because it was very cold out there, and we also replaced the bit. Let's try this again. And position. That's going a little bit better. I will say, do be a bit careful because there is a lot of metal. And I mean a lot of metal. Like, there's a big, like, I mean, yeah. You might want to wear some goggles. So, yeah. Getting the back done. We're having some bit issues today. We'll be back in. Alright, we cleaned up the middle. We got the bit fixed again. We're gonna work on the front. Alright. Nothing really happening yet. Not again. Are you kidding? Alright. This drill officially, these drill bits officially hate us. You're joking, it snapped again. Third bit. Pretty good. Almost there on the front.
Good.
Again? Alright, I'm probably not gonna record the rest. I'll see you guys when we finish this. You get the right here. I stopped recording for a while just so that I could focus up and not mess up like we were doing. So yeah, I got out the bottom. So it'll be in two parts when it comes out. The chassis and the undercarriage, and then the tires will come with it. I'll show you guys how to put it back together. The dashboard, that's pretty easy to remove. You just want to drill very, very carefully though. Like, oh yeah, we also switched to 1/8 drill bit because that's easier. Then we switched back to 1/16 because, well, yeah. And then, so when you're doing the dashboard, you want to go around this speed. Because if you are rushing a little bit, then you're going to get a hole through the hood. And that's what we had here. No biggie though. We can just put tape over it and then it'll be fine. So there is your front windshield. What you do to do that is you're just going to drill through that right there. And then I'm working on doing the back. Oh, I just hit the camera. There you go. Oh yeah, also for the back, there are two small pegs right there, and focus for me. Focus. It doesn't want to focus. But yeah, so that's how you're gonna do the inside of the car. I'll be back when we are done with that. Okay, so I've drilled out everything. We have all of the windows, everything ready, but I did drill through it again twice more. Right there and right there. His back window did not want to budge, but it's alright. Tape will fix it. So I'm actually going to go tape these up and I will show you guys that in a sec. I just used Scotch tape and now it's patched up, so when we paint over it, it'll look like nothing happened. Hopefully. Alright, so now we're going to paint the car. We have all of our paints. We have the things that we're going to paint. Let's get straight into it. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to spray paint the bodies. So I'm going to move off the rest of the stuff. And we're going to do it hold on, let me zoom out. This is the paint that we're using. Flat white. Just Krylon spray paint. Let's zoom back in. And make sure you're a fair distance from the car. We have a slight problem. There we go. Should work now. You want to make sure that you cover the car well. So being a little bit annoying. So make sure you continue to shake it. And I think we might have just run out of paint. Alright, yeah, we ran out of paint. I will be right back. Sorry that he keeps cutting my sentences off too early. I know it's very annoying. A little bit more paint in this one. So we're gonna finish it out. Make sure you have a good layer, and then once you are done painting it, once you're done, pencil. Stick it through the windshields, and you see that this side isn't done. So we're gonna try with this side, and that looks good. Alright, so now we need to wait for that to dry, but while we are waiting, we're just gonna take it, put it on a paper towel, right, over there. Alright, so now we're gonna take a little bit of paint from there, and we are going to do the undercarriage. So to do this, we're going to take a paintbrush. I'm going to start off with the red. So we're just going to take a small bit of red, and in the back, see, oh God, right there. Grabbed a little bit too much black, or red. Well, that's fine. I am actually going to quickly grab a new brush. Oh my God, ow, that hurt. You know what? This is a very small one. Oh no, that could have been bad. Camera was falling. Okay, so very small one. Just gonna get all sides of it. So now we're gonna take the same brush. I'm gonna get black on it. And then we're actually going to use the plate for this one. Oh, I missed one thing that's supposed to be red. So just take a paper towel, wipe, grab a little bit more red. All it is that little fuel tank right there. So we're going to set that undercarriage off to the side. There's a little bit more that we need to do on there, but we're going to just do the little bit of red on the dashboard. So just like that. Now, I actually probably shouldn't have done the dashboard because we're going to spray paint the dashboard. So, to be quite honest with you, I don't really know why I just did that. Okay, that was very sloppy, but it'll work. So, now we're going to set the undercarriage off to the side, and we are going to take these two things right here, just the chassis and the dashboard, and this is where our black spray paint comes in. That's all it is. Shake it up and make sure it's not out of paint, and do the exact same thing that you did to the car. Do a nice solid layer. Alright, that's all you needed to do. Just that. You can use your fingers. Just gets very sticky, so that's why I don't like to. Now the last thing that we're gonna do is gonna require some black paint. We're gonna take this back. So once it's mostly dry, keyword mostly, doesn't have to be fully, you can just take normal paintbrush, not too big, not too small. I'm gonna dip it. Oh God, don't get that on the carpet. Just black, and since this is a Lajoie car, and the hood and the name rails are black, I'm gonna pre-paint them black. Gotta really get them good. Especially this back part. So this black part is where the black is gonna show. You can pour a little bit more black if you need. Then make sure you're not getting too thick of paint on the car. And then get the spoiler painted. A little bit more on the hood. And there you go. Now we can just take this over back onto here. And boom. Now everything is painted. Just wait for it to dry at this point. Alrighty, y'all. This is the fun part. It is time to put the decals on the car. Now first, when we do reassemble the car, this is the glue that we will be using. It's called Loctite Super Gel, Ultra Gel Control. It's very strong, it dries very fast. And yeah, so, I just want you guys to know that what I'm about to do to the front end, I learned from this guy right here, Doug Mount. He is pretty good at, when I say pretty good, he is very good at making customs. So before we do anything, what we're going to do is we're going to take our scissors and we're going to make a very small slit. See that? And then do the same to the other side around the same distance, and boom, that lets the car bend around the front end a lot easier when it's put in the water. So, first decal that we are going to apply is going to be our roof decal. So, get the 1 minute timer ready. Right there. Hold on, I'm going to turn up my brightness so that you guys can see better. Alright. And fully submerged, start the timer. And this is when making a custom gets exciting. I will be right back to grab some paper towels. Alright, so we have the paper towel. This is just to wipe my hands of the water, so I can get them a little bit wet. We are also going to get the area wet. This is, like I've been saying, this is when making a custom car gets exciting. So we have 15, 14, 13, 12, 11 left, and then we can take it out of the water and put it on the car. So that's the timer. Grab your decal. And then just like I said in my little example, now this fits a little bit better than the other one did. But we do have a little bit right here, and that's where painting it black comes in handy. That is where I want it to be. Just making that clear. So our first decal is on the car. By the way, I upped it on the drying. It is fully dry, so we will reassemble it after the decals are on. Next one we're gonna do is our rear deck lid right here. Submerge it in the water, start the timer. So it's basically just repeating this step over and over. So yeah. As you see, fully submerged in the water. And the camera just came off the tripod. Don't know how that happened. 30 seconds left. So we will use our tweezers for the banners. By the way, guys, you might be saying like, well, Fusion, you've already made this car. Why are you doing another one? My answer is, I mean, yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. Yeah, and it's not good. Alright. Boom. Take it out. And I did size it so that it fits right. I will say I do usually use tweezers on the smaller decals, so the deck lid tweezers would help. So I am going to try to put everything that I used in the description. If I can't find something, then I'm sorry. But most of this stuff you can find at your Walmart or like Home Depot or something. So yeah, now the deck lid's on. Now we're going to do the rear bumper. Where we are going to have to touch up the spoiler a little bit, but that is okay. Put it in the water, start the timer. Same old, same old. But I actually have never used Microsol. But I know it like helps the decal like form better. Like if it's starting to dry up, you can use that. Also, this brand of decal that I'm using does take 3 hours to dry. That's fine. We're not worried about time. We're just worried about making it look good. Alright, so now that the hood decal, or the roof decal, oh yeah, I did, look, I drilled through this right here, and you can't even tell. That's what tape does. So 3, 2, 1, timer goes off, and alright. You guys get the idea, but I am gonna show all of this because some decals require being put on differently. And Might need to stretch that one a little bit. Get the tweezers. Sorry, I wasn't showing it. That looks good. It looks good. Might want to bring that up a little bit, and there, boom. I like how that looks. Yeah, also sorry, my hands have paint all over them. Alright, so now we have that. We are going to do the hood. Same old story. Just use literally a paper towel to wipe off your hands. It's that easy. So yeah, I actually really like this game. I was debating on doing this, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Funfetti, or Alex Bowman Neon Lights, and I ended up doing this because I do need it. I'm gonna find another Camaro for the Bowman Neon Lights. Probably won't use it for any races. It will just be for the collection. 17, 16, 15, 14. You guys know the drill at this point. But yeah, undercarriage looks good. This is what the dashboard is looking like with the red. 3, 2, 1. There's the timer. Grab it out of the water. And this is when having the right color paint is a big help. So I'm actually going to slide it off a little bit before, and there. Okay. Like, see that? Because we have the white paint, when it dries, it'll look like you can't even tell that the decal is too small. You might be able to in some spots, but oh, I have some black paint on this. I'm gonna try to get that off because we don't want black paint on our decals. That should do it. Yeah, there we go. Just gonna wipe it off. Sorry if my mic isn't the best right now. But yeah. Alright, so we wiped it all off. And that looks nice. But we are gonna take the tweezers upside down. We're gonna mark out the edge. Never mind, we're not gonna do that. But like, this warps really well. There's a lot of water right here. I'm not gonna clean that up because why would I? So now we're gonna do our banners. We're gonna start with the front banner. But we do have to take it separately. We can push aside the car for now. Just to make sure that this fits good. And yes, it does. So, start the timer, submerge it. And this is when I'm going to use tweezers for the whole thing. Like taking it out. Probably not peeling it, but I am going to use it to position it. And then the back banner, same old thing. But for the back, it's actually going to be positioned like this. So you would think that you put the banner down here. If you do, that's a fatal flaw. You want to put it up here. Right. The front window is a little bit more obvious. But yeah. So when we plop it back in, there is a little peg right there. And then we'll just use the glue. So we'll pop it in and glue it to secure it. Getting all of the bubbles. You want no bubbles if possible. So we're gonna grab this. And tweezers. Just try not to stretch it because this decal stretches very easily. If you do, just kind of wrap it around and make it as straight as possible. I think that's the best we're gonna get. Looks decent. I'm gonna move that back up. Move it over a little bit. Now we just have to not touch it and let it sit on the side. Now back banner, same story. Put it in the water, start the timer. Alright, so while I'm waiting, I'm gonna open up our glue here. And there we have it. You just pop it off, squeeze, and it comes out. It's very useful, and it literally disappears. Like, you can't see it once it dries. All right. 3, 2, 1. Timer goes off. Stop the timer. Grab the decal. So these banner decals rip insanely easily. They rip so easily. So that's why I'm being very careful. The front banner even ripped a little bit. Not too much, but it still did rip a little bit. Alright. Perfect. Now the banners are on the car. Now we're going to do the front. So I'm just going to do this first. And then remember to still have your headlights and bow tie. Now the way you put it on does vary from manufacturers. Like Ford, I would do a little bit different than Chevy. Doug Mount has a few good videos on that, but put it in the water. My camera can only record 12 more minutes, and then I run out of time. So I gotta kind of hurry this up. But, yeah. Car's looking pretty good. How you would reassemble it is pretty straightforward. You would just take the undercarriage first, then you'd put the tires down. But you do want to suspend this in the air, because then the tires will fall in. Like, look, there, boom. Now it's connected, then you would glue the dashboard right here, and then you, like, yeah, it's just like that. So we have 15 seconds left till we can take it out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and boom. I'm just gonna try and focus up here. And this did unfortunately rip. I am just gonna try to cover it up. And yes, this is ripped. that is very sad. Very, very, very sad. But we do have spares. Yeah, also, I did cut way too much on that first attempt, so... Yeah, you want to do it closer to that. Alright. It's in the water. Just so you guys know, your hands do get pruned from this. Like, look at that. I've just been dipping decals in the water, and so yeah. This is a failed decal. Once a decal is in the water and the film has been removed, you can't just use it as a scrap. That decal is done. You can throw it away. Whoops, I dropped it in the water. Okay. So, after this, I'm gonna, assemble the car, or like assemble the chassis. And then once all of these decals are dry, we can put the car together, glue it on, and then we will be done. 3, 2, 1, and timer's off. So, alright, that could be better. I will say, I'm not very proud of it. But it is much better than what I had before, so. Alright. Brush all of the bubbles out. Oh yeah, I don't think I mentioned this, but the template size that you want to use is 331 by 328 in a Google Doc. That works really well, fits the decals well, or fits the car well, sorry. Right, now the front banner, or not front banner, front Chevy bow tie. It's in the water. Now I will say, doing this is very time consuming, and it does take a lot of work. So what I would suggest using is the Authentics line and not the Gold Series, because Gold Series are a little bit harder and a little bit harder to get and a little bit more expensive than the Authentics line, which you can get for around $5 at your local retailers or like Target, Walmart, Meijer, that kind of stuff. Gold Series, you have to go on eBay or like Amazon or LionelRacing.com. Like, you have to order them online. So I would suggest those also vary to be around $9. So same thing with if you damage diecasts, which I do, like for stop motion and stuff, you want to use Gold Series cars. Okay, or you want to use Authentics cars for the damage and the customs. And that did not go very well. And I have 6 minutes left and I still have to do the sides. So I might have to do the sides in a separate recording, because those do take up some time. So I actually am just going to do that. After I put this decal on, I'm going to pause it so that I have another 30 minutes to record, because that's this one's limit for one video. But yeah. If you guys are still with me, I want to thank you guys for sticking with me for so long, because this is a very, very long video. It's by far my longest non-stream on this channel. So alright. So, car is looking pretty good, I'd say. There's the timer. Doesn't want to stop. Alright. Boom. And gotta peel that. Good. And stretch it a little bit. Make sure it fits in between the two little areas. And boom, there is your front end. And let's fix that up a little bit. Boom. Alright, so I will be back in a second for the sides. Alright, so before we put the final two decals on the car, I'm going to repaint the spoiler. This is just a solid black. And boom. Okay. So now all of our painting is done. All we need to do now is apply these two decals. I'm going to start with the one on this side, so I think I cut it a little bit better. Okay. So these ones are pesky when it comes to being fully submerged, because they always want to come up. Like, these decals are very flaily. But after this, we will be reassembling the chassis. Then we will put the body back onto the chassis, and the car will be complete. So this video should be around 5-10 minutes longer, maybe 15, I don't know. But around there, won't take much longer, which is exciting. Isn't it crazy, guys, that just a little bit ago, for me a few days ago, but for you guys just a few minutes ago, this car was a Chase Elliott Unifirst car? Like, isn't that absolutely insane? Okay. So you want to position it like this. And now is when you peel. So it's fine that that part actually ripped, because I actually kind of wanted that to rip, if I'm being honest. Alright, we're going to put this in the water for a little bit longer. And that should be good. Alright. Well, everything ripped. So we're just going to try and put it on. But no, alright, that's not working. We're gonna print, or not print, but we're gonna do another one. I already have another one printed. Alright, perfect. Submerge it in the water. It's fully underwater. I am actually holding it down. So that I make sure that it's fully submerged. I'm gonna release it just to let the part that I was holding down get the water on it. Yeah, getting to the end of making a custom is always the most satisfying, but always the most like annoying part as well. 'Cause like you're like, oh my god, I'm so close, and then it just takes like so long to get there. Even though so long means like 5 minutes. Like, you know? Just brushing it. Oh shoot, I forgot to get like the part of the car that I was like doing wet the entire time. And I think that's why it's not looking the best. Well, this part of the car ripped off. Like this part of the decal, not part of the car. If the car ripped, then that is an insanely big problem. But that is actually okay, because that makes it much easier for me to get this decal on. So quickly, just get it on the car. It doesn't have to be where you need it to be. Exactly, just get it in the general area as fast as you can. Position it how you need it to be positioned. And, alright. So just try to warp it as much as you can, like to the car. Well, got a little bit of paint on the decal. If you do, you can just wipe it off. That's not really a big deal, but alright. Boom. That looks good. Now we are down to the final decal of the entire car. Right here. And it is now submerged in the water. Finger in the water, just get it all wet and ready to go. Okay, 32, 31, 30 seconds left. Just touching it up a little bit, get that wet. on. Timer is off. Get the decal out of the water. I'm actually going to separate this so I can just get it on the car. Good. The most important thing is that it lines up with the tires. That is definitely the most important thing when it comes to these. Okay, so that B-post didn't go on, so I actually don't need the entire thing. All I really need is the NASCAR Cup Series logo, which I can just cut out from this. Now we have the logo, put it in the water. Oh, I just stepped on a cat toy. But I am gonna put all of my spare decals into the spares bin right here. See the rest of the decals that I didn't use, but I was gonna use because spares. Okay, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and there's the timer. Now this is so small that I can barely grab it with my hands. And boom! Now the decals are all on the car. All we have to do now is get out the air bubbles. And now we have a decaled car. So your next and second to last step is reassembling the chassis. So what you're going to do is you're just going to take an eraser. You're going to put this part that we like paint. This is the undercarriage part. You're going to put it on the eraser. But you're going to make it so that where the tires go are off. And the reason for this is because the tires will actually fall. Well, mainly the back tires, but the front tires also have this issue. They need to fall in because see how they're like see how they're like that, kind of falling in. Watch them just rise up. So yeah, you don't want that. Oh, so before we glue that back on, we're gonna glue the dashboard back on. So how it'll sit is it'll sit like this. So you don't want to glue this part here because there is a little peg thing for it. But that's not going to really be useful. Instead, what you're going to do is you're just going to glue along the top. So just like that. Now you want to be quick with this glue because it does dry very, very quick. So you have to be very, very quick. So now we have the dashboard back in. Looks good. Alright, so now we are going to place glue along this area. Just like that. It's fully pressed down. Now you gotta wait for it to dry. Oh yeah, and just so I can show you how strong this stuff really is, I am going to take this crayon right here, and so we're going to push this off to the side. We're just going to use the box that this came in. We're going to put the glue on the crayon, and boom. Now in a few seconds, oh, but never mind, hold on. Boom. Now in a few seconds, that should be unmovable. Like, I got just a tiny bit on my fingers, and it hurts to separate them. But yeah, this stuff is very, very strong. So you gotta be careful with it, because you don't want to put it on anything besides the thing that you need it on. So the car is still drying. Like I said, it takes 3 hours to dry. It's definitely not been 3 hours. But yeah, now we just have to wait, make sure the wheels are right, which they weren't. And then, so that should be dry enough. Then when we glue it back on, yes, that'll be good. So I know we are still waiting for the decals to dry, but we are going to put in the windshields. Alright, I'm going to start with the front one. But first, just grab it. You need to have it before you put it on. Alright, it doesn't really want to cooperate right now. So we're going to try the back one. Just being sure that it still fits. I don't know why it wouldn't. But yeah, that's good. Now, I don't know why I put the decals for the window banners on. You probably shouldn't do that. That was a bonehead move by me. But just press down. And that looks good. So what we're gonna do now is just take the glue and put a little bit on there. And boom. I know it's not focusing very well. Sorry about that. There. You can get the idea. But yeah, this glue dries fast. It's already fully dry. So now that's what it looks like from the outside. Could be better. Not gonna lie, but what we can do is we can just paint some black over it. And that'll be fine. Alright. Well, we didn't really get it connected at all. And that'll connect it a little bit better. And then the window net is actually connected to the chassis. See it right there. So we don't have to worry about that. Well, we had a little bit of a rip in the decal. But yeah, you guys get the idea. I'm gonna go wash my hands and I will be right back for the, Alright, so I washed my hands, got some of the goo off. Not a lot, but I got as much as I could. Oh, perfect. We got the little snap. Now I need to just get that for this side window. That's the best that we're gonna get. Alright, so this doesn't want to stick, so I'm gonna make it stick by putting glue down. Boom. Boom. So then our next step is going to be tomorrow morning for me. For you guys, it's going to be in like probably a minute. We are going to reconnect these parts of the car and then we will be ready. Alright, so I didn't apply the banners the best, I will say that. But we can just use black paint, go over that. So yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow morning, for me, for you guys in a few minutes, to get this car reassembled. Okay, it is time. This is fully dry. We have everything ready. This is fully dry. This is all ready. Okay, so it's very simple now. The first thing we do is we're gonna take the car. We're gonna put the body down. Then we're gonna press it in till we hear that click. Oh no. Yeah. That should work. So, well, the back is fully good. That's all you really need. That's all the glue that you really need. I'm not even joking. You do not need a lot of glue. So now we're gonna try our best to get this in. So now we have to keep the back down while trying to get the front down. Don't think that's gonna happen. This looks good enough. So I'm actually gonna wait for this to dry. So once it's dry, we can, it's gonna be secure, and then we can push back down, and that won't happen. So I'm gonna just get around to the outside. The decals are fully dry. Could do better on here. I'm not very proud of the front either. I was just putting that way up. Yeah, could do better on the front. This side I'm very proud of. Roof looks good. And then the rear also looks good. But yeah, see how this is actually falling forward? I just want to get it basically in place. So that we don't do too much once the glue is dry. So yeah, I will be back in a second when the glue is dry. Okay, so it's not fully dry, but it's mostly dry, so I'm just gonna like wipe this around, make sure it's good. And alright, so that should be good. We're gonna press in here. Okay, so this is a problem. The car isn't really lining up properly how it's supposed to. Which is not good. It's actually very bad. But the car is supposed, or the back is supposed to just be up to here. So we're gonna try this again. And hopefully this can actually work this time. So I'm gonna be back in a second. I know we said this last time, but I will be back in a sec for when this glue is dry. Alright, the back is fully dry. So we're gonna attempt to do the front. It is pushed in, but I don't know if that's enough. Will that work? I think that'll work. I'm just trying to line up the window net. That's the main thing I'm trying to line up. Wait a minute, I'm gonna get something heavy. Oh. I got hand sanitizer. I don't know if this is gonna work, but if I can press down, no, I don't think that's gonna work. Maybe this will work. It's just a pullback car. Oh my god, cats, calm down. Oops. Guys, please don't try not to get this glue on yourself. It is not fun. Like, once the glue comes off, your hands are still like rough and sticky. It's very annoying. But this one I can't walk away from, or else it'll just fall down. I think that's good. That's fine. But the main test that we need is, can do the wheels still turn? From what I'm seeing, the front ones, or the left front is a little bit hard to steer or turn, but everything else does turn good. Yeah, like, see, I got a little bit of glue on myself, and like, it hurts to get that off. Yeah, once this gluing is done, this car is done and ready to be put on the track. Guys, I just want to say something real quick. Isn't it crazy how much better at customs I've gotten? Like, this was just like 6-7 months ago. This was like a week before I started my first race. My first race took about 2 weeks. If I uploaded my first race 5.5 months ago, that means I made this 6 months ago. This was 6 months ago, and then this is now. Isn't that crazy? Like, it's just like, I was using whiteout. I'm pretty sure this is a Toyota body. That looks like a Toyota. I wasn't painting the interiors and stuff. And now just 6 months later, look at me, aha. By the way, y'all, I don't know if Bristol's going to be uploaded by the time this comes out, but just in case it isn't, Bristol's going to be a banger, dude. It is going to be fun. Might have accidentally gave a little bit of hint into it, in earlier clips, like shown the track. But I don't really mind that. I like giving small teasers. So now we wait. Will Microsoul hold this down? No, Microsoul will just fall out. So now we just wait. Now we'll be back when this is dry. Alright, so this custom is officially done. It's not my best. It could be a little bit better. Especially on the front. Wish that could be pushed down a little bit more, but unfortunately can't be. But the decals fit really nice. I'm proud of it. And I just want to say one thing. Making a custom is to make a car that is either not going to be produced that you want, but it's not produced, or it's not going to be produced for another few months, or that you just can't get your hands on. Like this car, although it is made, I cannot find anything for a good price. And I had the Camaro, so I just thought, why not? So, yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed making it. So yeah, I will see you guys all next time.